Okay. So the IEEE helped Xilinx and a few other big corporations standardize a DRM scheme to protect these IP cores. The idea being that they ship in an encrypted form, and the simulation tools can decrypt them, and then the Xilinx simulation tool can run it, the Cadence simulation tool can run it, but of course the open source simulation tool cannot, because they are not part of the club. The way they do protect this looks very strong from the outside. There appears to be RSA keys shipping with the different simulators, different keys even. Those then encrypt an AES key, 256-bit AES key. So up until AsiaCrypt, great encryption. But the problem with this, of course, is that if the keys are shipping with the product, the encryption can be as good as it wants. It breaks anyhow. It is terribly slow. So this is what the file looks like encrypted. You get this file as part of the free download from Xilinx. Using it is allowed, and decrypting it probably not. Being AES 256 bits, supposed to last for hundreds of years, it took 3 lines of shell script to decrypt the entire thing. The first line being prepare the simulator for running. The second line being actually run the simulator while attaching the L-trace to it. And then finally, the line that spits out all the private data. Intercept every memcopy call when the already decrypted packets are moved around in memory and print that out. So this breaks AES 256-bit, in this case anyhow, where the unencrypted is available. Now, to wrap up, what does this expose? It does expose a full PowerPC implementation for running on Xilinx FPGAs. It does expose full specifications of the FPGA standard cells, timing everything you need for simulating those tools, and perhaps for silicon reverse engineering, which some might do, extra input for that. So great information source here, and major crypto screw up, and I cannot believe this became an IEEE standard that is becoming more and more popular. So hopefully people stop relying on this, and perhaps people start building open source simulators to support this newly available data. Thank you very much. The slides will be in the wiki.
Thank you so much, Karsten. Okay, Jeff, are you ready for it? Okay, cool. So Jeff is going to talk about how to build robots at home, I guess, if I understood it correctly. Renee is going to be last, but we've got some more time. Is there anybody who wants to share something? You wants to share something as well, Benjamin? Over here, 2 more people. Okay, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Lars Aronsson. Yes. And I have a presentation about something called database rights, which is a new branch of copyright.
Okay. Again, your name?
Lars Aronsson.
Yep. Thank you. So you get the floor as well.
Yeah. My name's Florian. I will talk about the project I did last year for the NetED 2008 call in Vienna, in Austria.
Okay. And your name?
Florian.
Florian. Thank you. Are you ready for it, Jeff?
No, that's not right. It doesn't seem right about the logic. Yeah. Okay. I can't see on my desktop.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Maybe this is the slide.
Okay. Are you already done for your presentation? Okay, anybody a joke? To kill some time? Nobody who wants the mic? You have some you want to help? Wow.
Should we try your laptop? Should we come back at the end?
Just do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hello, everyone. Last year, I spoke about the Formica Swarm Robotics Research Platform, which I've been developing with 4 friends. And this year, I'm going to tell you the developments we've made over the last 12 months. Firstly, we didn't do very much. And then a community developed all on its own, which totally shocked us. So, awesome. Leela Fish, particularly at MUC3 rather, has been very active, and she's actually beaten us to it. She's developed a kit and is selling it today of the first version of the robot. Toshan from Antwerp University has also taken our idea and changed some things, and he's using it in a research project. Swarm robotics research is a pretty big area, and it's kind of rare to do it with real hardware, and so that's why our project stands out, and it's very cheap to get a very large swarm. I'm just going to go through some of the features of the robot. So obviously the most exciting one is that it drives around, uses 2 tiny motors from mobile phones with 2 tiny rubber wheels, 3 millimeters. It can sense its environment somewhat, so it has ambient light sensing, it can drive towards light or away from light. And it has a floor sensor to look at the ground to see what color the ground is. So you can have some behavior centered around that. They can charge themselves up by driving into a powered rail. So if you have a swarm of 50 robots, you don't have to go around connecting chargers to each one. They just do it on their own when they're hungry. They can talk to each other over infrared. They can download new firmware across infrared as well, reprogram other members of the swarm, and if one guy is version 2 and he drives up and meets someone that's version 6, he says, "Oh, hi, higher version," transfer it over, and bring the whole swarm up to speed without you having to go through each one. It's all about scalability. So all the pictures you've seen so far were version 1, and it wasn't so easy for people to just start hacking on it immediately. So we've been adding a few features to make life easier. We've added googly eyes first to give you motivation. A hack header on top, the blue part, so you can make backpack PCBs with extra functionality and clip those on top. You can plug it into the standard Texas Instruments MSP430 development USB stick called the EZ430, which is €16, so it's really easy to get the programming going. And the best part is you can now finally buy kits. We've spent all year trying to get them together, and we're not actually shipping them yet, but you can pre-order them so that we don't sell out of the initial bunch. And we guarantee we'll ship them by the 22nd of February, but hopefully it'll be a bit earlier than that. They're €30 for one robot, and all of the surface mount assembly is done for you. You just have to solder on the motors and a battery, and everything's fairly straightforward. So if you haven't done any soldering before, with the online resources we've got to help you through that, you can still get involved. It's also a great way just to get into microcontrollers and particularly MSP430s. And that's pretty much it. I've just got 3 videos to show you very quickly, or 2. Bear with me 1 second. So this is just a demonstration of the communication. This is the very first code we had on these things, basically, and it simulates a viral infection. So this guy in red, he has the virus, and he passes it on over infrared, and it takes over the swarm. Yeah, you can see some of them don't catch it, because in the early days, the CRC checks and the communication weren't quite right, but yeah, you get the idea. Yeah.